What is up, everybody out there? Man, I need a haircut, don't y'all think? I think I do. It's been rough. It's overdue for a haircut. I usually don't like when my sides get too long. My hair just looks like a mess like it does right now, man. Just go flip it like an idiot. There we go. Hope y'all having a good one out there. I don't know how well this audio is coming out. Let me go check to see how the audio is. If not, we can plug our thingy into it, our microphone. Let's see how the audio is. I'm not sure. Looks like the mic thing's not really moving, but let's just go and check and click on it ourselves here and see how it is. Oh yeah, audio looks good. Yeah, but I want to just give a little talk a little talk a little bit about how like just traveling outside of your own country and how that is and how that can change your perspective on a lot of things. Like I've already been like in my life a lot more aware of things than a lot of my friends and stuff. Yeah, PSN is down. And I've always been very conservative about my money and that and smart. And that's not changed. It's even made it even more now. Like I found myself since I've left the country and came back, I don't buy anything that I don't need anymore now. I realize that there's so much more out there than, oh, I think I need this. There is so much stuff for something I started, guys, that I probably spent a few thousand more than I should have spent on it. I got extras of all kinds of shit just like sitting around, and it's just like, damn. And I don't want to get rid. I mean, I can get rid of them. Maybe I could sell them, Facebook or one of those different things. Maybe I could like sell some of the stuff. There's nothing wrong with the stuff. It's just I bought it, and then I realized, oh, I should go with this instead. And really, if something's not broke, you shouldn't even fix it anyways. But yeah. Yeah, PSN is down still, man. I'm on there right now. What is it? Let's see. Let's click on something. It's on, bro. It's on. My Madden's working. It's on, bro. Fortnite's on. I think I'm gonna hop over on Fortnite, y'all. But I did want to say, like, yeah, just traveling and seeing, and being thankful that you are from America. Like, I see so many people now making videos like, "Oh, America's so bad. America's so this." I come from a bad city, and I can tell you that most of the time, if not always, if you're not directly in some kind of beef with somebody, argument, or some kind of like situation, you're in the streets, you're into this, you're doing stuff like that, then yes, bad things are going to come your way. But if you're sitting there as a normal person working, going home, doing what you got to do, going grocery stores, going, hanging out at the bar, whatever you want to do, you're going to be all right. Like, it's not like they're going after just everyone. Yeah, sometimes you might have crazy incidents where old people get robbed, but for the most part out here in Pittsburgh, it's usually people beefing with people, and that's how shit goes down. Yes, there are times where some random stuff can occur to people and that, but it's really like not as bad as people say it is out there in the world, and you go to places and you see like really how like things are, and it makes you appreciate like, wow, like, yeah, it's expensive in the US, and that was one of the things that it took me a while, and sometimes my girl don't understand, because sometimes I'll just be like, oh, that's only 200, like, why not? Like, for a lot of people, especially in Southeast Asia, $200 is a lot. Like, that's like a month of living, and food and stuff. And I understand that, and now I understand and realize that as well. And then at the same time, you gotta understand too, in the U.S., $200 really ain't much. Like that's an average day for maybe a week's worth of groceries. You're buying meats and stuff. If you want to get anything, like, treat yourself. If you want to buy some steaks and stuff like that, or some pork chops, you're gonna spend more money. Like that's what it is. Um, and then you buy all your other stuff. Eggs is up to like $9-10 a dozen right now, something like that. Like it's insane. So you gotta understand too is like most people's bills are astronomical. Like, look what people pay for cable and internet. Like, I have basic cable, and I mean, I do have the good internet. I pay like $169 a month now. Like, it just goes up like $10 a year now at this point for internet and cable. And it's just like, damn. Like, I remember when I was paying like $79.99 for this crap. Like, now it's up to $170. Thankfully that I do YouTube, so the internet part gets to be a write off. Doing YouTube and being a partner in that's a big thing. That can help you in a lot of aspects of things like that. So that kind of helps with the internet being so fucking expensive. You look at some of these places for rent out here, and it's like you could start an Airbnb business in some of these countries, for what you would pay for rent in these places in America. I know just 2-bedroom houses, you're talking, anywhere from 12 to 1,500 for a 2-bedroom house. Like, that's not even a big house. You know what I mean? That's not even like big family. You're talking, if you want like a 5-bedroom, um, you know, four or 5-bedroom house, you're talking, 400,000 or 500,000 easily, like in the U.S. in most cities. Or you're going to get one for the low. In a lot of these areas that are bad, you can get houses very cheap. You can get a house for 20, 30, 40,000. You're going to have to put just about that much into it. But when it is, it's going to be immaculate. You're going to have a nice house that, in any other area would probably be like a $400,000 or $500,000 house, and you built it and reworked it for like 80 to 100,000. Like, so it has its pros and cons in areas in the U.S., and that's what a lot of people don't understand is, a lot of people think like, oh, it's so bad. Like, yeah, it's pricey, but that's like Florida, California, New York. That's like the big places. When you get into different smaller areas, you go down to like Alabama, South Carolina's, other places like Pennsylvania is real cheap. I think we're like middle of the row, like 25th or 26th for like, you get some of these, say for instance, you get a warehouse job, you're going to be living better than a lot of other people it's kind of crazy when you think about like how everything's structured in the US. We have our children going to school right now being taught by people that are only making what 30, 40, if they're lucky, $50,000 a year, and they're in debt up to their eyeballs, and they're teaching our children what? They're not teaching you how to accrue wealth, how to start businesses, how to monetize yourself, how to do anything. Now, granted, some schools, I was lucky, my school did have like building construction, auto body, auto mechanics. They had like trade schools, so real good cosmetology for girls. They had like a daycare babysitting thing at the school, so like the teachers at the school would like they have obviously a lot of teachers, a lot of women, so they have kids. So what they'd have is the people that's going, the kids going to school, they'd watch their kids while they're at school, and that was like their class, watching the kid doing everything that you would at a daycare or whatever. So there was a lot of for that hands-on stuff, with the building construction, all that stuff. We had about like 5 or 6 different things. Culinary was big at our place too, real big. Like they'd have like big cook things where they would cook for like the whole, you know, football teams and all these other things they would do, like fancy stuff. You know, they'd be in their like jackets, like real deal stuff, like Gordon Ramsay type shit. Like they had their jackets and everything, like chef stuff. And yeah, and if you take to it some of that stuff, man, you think about some of that, how what now, man? Look at them auto mechanics and people building houses right now. Look at them people, what they're getting paid, man, for electricians and plumbers. And yeah, plumbing ain't a great gig. You're gonna get messy, dirty, smelly, but man, you'd be a licensed plumber right now, you're making over 120,000 your first year. And that's just building clientele out. You're gonna make at least 100,000 or more a year. And then once you have clientele out too, and that's just saying you start with the company for a couple years, then you could start your own thing too, and then boom, you're able to charge cheaper, but you're making more because you started your own business. You know what I mean? So then you can undercut these big corporations of plumbers. And really, like people don't think about that because people are always thinking about the easy money in the US and how to scam and how to skeeve, how to connive. Now, if you just work hard, man, and you meet the right people because you put yourself in them situations, like for instance, you're taking a flight somewhere, pay a little bit more for an extra seat. You don't know who you might be sitting next to. You might be sitting next to a CEO, big corporation manager, or some business guy, and you might be able to sit there and pick his brain and chat with them and whatnot, and you might be able to put yourself in a different circle of people. It's always about like look the part, dress up nice, put a suit on and everything, make yourself look like you're making $100,000-$200,000 a year, and go to some of those open houses in nice areas and see and meet the people you could meet there and see what kind of opportunities that you could flip yourself up into. That's the real hustle and scheming and conniving, not all this petty shit that like a lot of people are doing. Like that's not worth it, man. It's about meeting connections and building and growing, like the right way, not the stupid way. Like, and then when you really leave where you're at, you really notice like things are better too. Like you go to these places, like, oh, they scare you. Oh, third world. Oh, this is gonna happen to you. Look, I'm from the fourth most dangerous city inside the United States by 1,000 capital per, whatever you want to call it. It's what, 1 in every 50 people experience a violent crime or witness a violent crime in my area. So just think about those numbers. Like that's kind of crazy. Like, and I've been in both. I've been robbed at gunpoint and I've seen some crazy shit. So yeah, so stuff like that. I never felt fearful of anything. When I was in the Philippines, I know a lot of people. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, and some of these guys are putting themselves in spots that you really shouldn't be going. Like a lot of these people are going to the Mindanao area, and Mindanao is really wild still. Like a lot of people, like and that's not to like say anything bad, because I know there's some nice areas in Mindanao, and most people and most of the actual Filipinos in that area live pretty good and safe. Now, when you get into the provinces and the mountain ranges, I know there's a lot of kidnapping, trafficking, and stuff going on to even Filipinos there in some of those areas. Like I know, like there's wars and armed militias and communities fighting. Like I know that. Like, and yeah, you don't put yourself in one of those situations though. There might be some really nice, like Davao and some places in Mindanao is very beautiful and modern and nice, but I'm sorry, it just has a reputation, and my government and the Filipino government tells me not to go there, that I'm advised not to travel there. Then why would I travel there? And I might even been into some. Hey, when I was in Cebu seemed really wild. Cebu City seemed like really rough. Then you get to the province, and it felt like, oh, this is nice. And then Bentaya, you get up there, and you're like, wow, man, all these houses are nice. You got farmland, wildlife, caribous, goats, and you know, all kinds of wildlife and coconut trees and rice fields, corn. I seen cornfields. I seen a whole bunch of stuff that I was like, wow, I didn't know. Like, they was growing that up in this area. Like, it kind of shocked me to see that. And yeah, it felt way nicer, and the vibe was friendly. The people seemed really nice, and there wasn't poverty there. It didn't look like there was really any poverty in like that province area. But when you got to Cebu City, it was prevalent. There was people, on the streets everywhere, children on the streets everywhere. And when you see that, that really does change you, man. That seeing children on the street like that, like there are parts in the U.S. that happens. Where I'm at, that is not a thing. There are no children that are homeless. It's mostly like older people. There's a lot of veterans that are homeless in Pennsylvania, and there's a lot of young drug addicts homeless in Pennsylvania. And some of them have signs out, and then you got to see, like, you're in this big shopping plaza. All these places around you are hiring at a good wage to start. And it's not about what you get first, man. Hell, if I'm not working, I'm going to take the first thing. If it's dishwashing, it's, whatever, like, I'm going to take it. And then work there for a couple months, and then try to flip that into, like, okay, I got a little bit of money together, and maybe I can get a ride over this way for this job interview here or something like that. Like, there's just a lot of like lazy drug addict homeless in Pennsylvania. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, you know and a lot of people say, like, oh, we have a big like problem. Like, no, yeah, we do have a big problem. We closed our mental facilities a long time ago. Assailant asylum should still be open. I'm sorry, because you have a lot of people in jail with mental problems that shouldn't be in jail. They should be in like a psych ward, like actual like mental prisons and stuff like that, where they could be, and I'm not saying like mental prisons from back then with all the crap that they did to people. I'm talking like a modern, like updated, like system. There's a lot of stuff that we need this system updates. There's a lot of crap that's going on right now in the US. It's just like, man, like Trump with his like build Gaza and make Gaza great and all this stuff. And it was like, bro, there's places in America that need rebuilt. You want to go rebuild these damn Middle Eastern people that can't stand us? You're out of your mind, Donald Trump. You are smoking just as much meth as Joe Biden and his son were. Now, the tariffs on Mexico and China, I'm all for that. Tariffs on all them countries, yes, because they need our money more than we need them. A lot of people need to realize that. If that means that we go away from some of this technology and stuff, we'll be all right. We'll go back to having farmland, and everyone wants to say, oh, China's buying up all this farmland. Oh, all these countries are buying up farmland. Don't you know that our government can eminent domain anything they want without a notice? They do it to people and their properties all the time. They will do it to these countries. If it comes down to it, they will just eminently domain them, and they don't get a goddamn thing back. That's just what it is. It's our property again. We need eminent domain. This is a military site now. Bye. Golf. Bye. Peace, bitch. Like, so yeah, like, I don't really pay attention to a lot of that crap. That's nonsense right there. A lot of that stuff that can be shut down so quick with eminent domains. And what are they gonna do? They gonna come over and argue? That would be the best thing to happen, y'all. China want to come over and argue? Okay, you're just gonna unite Americans on saying, "F you, we're not fighting with each other no more. We're gonna unite and blow y'all mother up." Like, That's like how they always say, like, oh, I wonder if someone's gonna try to, dude. It would literally be impossible to invade America. You would have every American citizen, whether they were white, whether they were a gang, whether they were a blue collar, whether they're a hillbilly, whether they're a businessman, shooting you and uniting and putting their differences aside to shoot you. Like that would be the ultimate thing to get you the Americans back together. Is someone actually trying to like come over and land their shit somewhere on one of our coastlines, dog. You'd have convoys of hillbillies driving their trucks across the country to fight. Like it wouldn't even get that far, but it would be funny to see though, man. It'd be like, y'all do know that we have more bullets, more guns than like the whole entire world's militaries put together as citizens. Like, you want to try to come here? We might hate each other, but we hate you a lot more than we hate each other. That's what that would come down to right there. That would come down to we hate y'all way more than we hate each other. All right, everybody. I think I'm gonna jump on some Fortnite since the PS servers are back on. Hope you guys are all having a good one out there. It's almost 5:21 on the East Coast of the U.S. right now. 5:21 a.m. 5:22 a.m. We're just relaxing, having a good time. And I think we're gonna hop on some Fortnite. I don't know if we're gonna hop on. I don't know, Sosa. You on? You getting on Fortnite? Because if so, then I'll probably just jump on to the other channel. You're welcome. I the only thing it was the only reason why a lot of uh, blue thingies are gone is I had a whole bunch there, like, and I was modding like some, and some weren't even like real channels. I realized that like when I went through, and I was like, some of these are like bots and stuff. So I like reset everything. So once I see like everyone that I know come back in, then yeah, I'll give up. I give them their wrenchy back. They're wrenchy. My hair looks a mess, man. I need a haircut. I hate when it gets long because it's like, I don't know, man. Like the one dude was saying, like at work the other day, like he's trying to grow out to get like braids, but like you work in a warehouse and then you get your hair all messed up, and it's just like, yo, bro, there's like nothing you can really do. Yeah, there's a funny one. Low key tired as hell. Hell yeah. But yeah, that's kind of how I just want to rant a little bit about some stuff there, and tell you like you should be like really grateful because like you know there's places that are bad and good, and that's everywhere. I can honestly say that I experienced that. There's good and bad in every country. You have your nice place. Hell, I just seen the one guy, Simon Wilson. He's a big traveler. He's doing. He just went to Kuwait. I had no idea how nice Kuwait was and how rich and like, dude, holy crap, man! Like $100 was only like $30 there in Kuwait. Like, I was like, Jesus, like that's insane. Like Kuwait's that rich, like. So like, yeah, you never know, man. Like, I see why a lot of people would work in like foreign countries too because of the money. I know that's hard on them, and shout out to anyone that's doing, whether you're working remote or whether you're working full time a job in another country. Like, keep doing you, man. That's big, especially if you left your whole family behind. They'll grind out. I seen that on my plane ride back. There's a lot of families that were leaving. Husbands that were going back to the U.S., back to San Francisco, and back to wherever place they were to go work for however long, and then probably come back when they can. You know, it's a rough one, but they're able to provide a better life, and that's what they're doing. That's what a lot of people in the U.S. just ain't doing, man. I know a lot of kids when I was working at a restaurant, and there's nothing wrong with restaurant work and fast food places. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking that. We all have levels. If you're a high school student or a college student, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with working at those fast food places and restaurants and other stuff like that. Or if you're older and just want something that's a little bit more chiller, and you done grinded and bust your body up for 20, 30 years, and now you're like, you know 50s, 60s, and just like, well, I still want to work a little bit to get a restaurant or fast food job. But if you're a middle-aged person, or you're a person that's not going to college or something, and you're 18 and you're a man, you're not getting in some kind of warehouse or physical labor, or if you have smarts, get into something that you're smart in. Yeah, like, you don't always, nowadays, you don't really need degrees in some of these stuff. Some of these things you can just do online classes and get you know your certification. A lot of companies now rather have you certified in something than you had college courses. And so, but I know so many that when I was at the restaurant, man, there's so many young guys that's just sitting there and they're complaining about, like, oh yeah, I'm not getting any hours. It's like, dude, you're 18 years old. You're like 6 foot one, 220 pounds. Go in a damn warehouse and make a killing, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, oh, I want to spend time with this, or I want to hang out with buddies. Man, screw your buddies, bro. For real. If it comes into you making money, screw your buddies, bro. Like, screw people. Like, I'm sorry, but you gotta be selfish, especially as a man out there. You gotta be selfish when it comes down to money and building your wealth and building yourself. It's hard, but sometimes you gotta be selfish. You know, sometimes it's not easy for people that we love and care for, because sometimes you kind of distance yourself because you got stuff running through your head. Like me, I have trouble with that because I got like 50 million things running through my head every day, man. Like, about, I gotta keep telling myself, like, oh, like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like, oh, I need to upload a short, or I need to do this, I need to post, or I need to like check out some live streams, check out some of the people, and there's a million things, and that's why I'm doing work at work. Like, nowadays, though, in the U.S., man, if you wanna live good, you're gonna have to work hard. There's no if and buts about it. Like, you're gonna have to work, and you're gonna have to hustle. Like, I don't know how some of them people are doing it, man. Like I said, like the restaurant jobs and some of the stuff. I don't know how people can do it. Like, when I was doing that, I wasn't living life. I was miserable all the time when I was working in a restaurant, man. You're going nowhere. You're just spinning the tracks. Like, and then I see young guys just settling for stuff like that. I'm just like, bro, that just makes no sense to me. I've never been one to be like that, man. Like, I'm gonna work. Whether it's like even when I did work at restaurant, I did a lot of side work with my dad with construction and stuff. Like, like I wasn't just like, on the weekends I'd throw up a deck, got someone install poles and shit, whatever we did, put on roofs, built rooms and basements and stuff, all kinds of just painting houses. I remember being about like 8 years old painting a house all night long, bro. All night long at like 8, 9 years old painting a fucking house all night long with my dad. And then going to school again the next morning after I've been up the whole damn day at like 8, 9 years old. Like, so when I see young people not willing to do stuff, man, I feel bad on how they were brought up, man. You know, I've seen a lot of good people when I was in the Philippines, a lot of good kids on the street out there, man. A lot of ones that was working hard, man. Like these one kids in Manila came up to our window and started washing the window and out of the ride of the. I gave the kid some money, man. I'm like, I appreciate that. Rather, you didn't coming up and just asking me for money. This kid's out here, washing windows, hustling. Like, dude, I respect the hell out of that, man. I respect the hell out of that versus you just sitting up there and trying to beg and ask for something. Like, that's not how it's done. That's not how you get it here. That's not how you get it anywhere in the world by just begging. And I felt bad because there was a lot of people having their kids out there and a lot of it was begging. It's just like, yo, you should really teach your kid how to do something for money instead of having them just beg, because that's not how the world works. It's not how it works in the US, any country, like Philippines, you name it, Russia, China, Europe. That's not how it works anywhere. Begging for something's never going to get you anything. But if you could teach that kid how to do something, like that kid who was walking up those cars and washing windows and stuff, trying to get some money, trying to get some change, that's a hustle. That's something that hopefully one day that kid can have a car wash. Hopefully him and his buddies that were out there hustling on the street corner, hopefully they get a little spot they can wash cars and make a decent money or something. You know what I mean? Hopefully that spins into like, oh, we've been washing windows, as they grow older and that, and maybe one of them gets a little bit of an education or something, so they could be like the business person of it and stuff and get the loan that they need and they can hustle up. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate that stuff rather than what's that kid that's just sitting there begging gonna do when they get older? The only skill they ever learned was begging. Can't do that. I wasn't raised like that, and neither was a lot of other people out there. But nowadays, we are raising a lot of weaker children in the U.S. and across the world. That like whole mentality of you get what you want. And all this stuff. And I get it. I get it in certain instances. Like if I seen my kid was a whiz at computers and he's, crushing like, gaming and that, I'll buy him something nice. But I'm not going to just buy. My kid sucks at gaming and half the time doesn't even want to play games or something. I'm going to buy him like $3,000 PC. No way. No way. Like some of these people, same with like cell phones. I get it. When my kid goes to school, yes, I want my kid to have a cell phone just in case there's a shooting or something bad happens. Don't get me wrong on that. But when they come home, no cell phone. You want to play some video games, make sure your homework's finished, and you're going to go outside and play too for at least an hour or two. You're going to go out there and do something. I don't care if it's digging in the dirt. I don't care if it's whatever. Y'all going to go outside and play some freaking hide and go seek, it tag, something. Like play some football, basketball, set up a basketball hoop outside. You're going to do some activities. You're going to bleed. You're going to fall on the concrete. You're going to bleed. You're going to get your knee infected, and it's going to be great because it's going to make you stronger. Nowadays, you got people. Hell, when I was at work the other day, I was drinking water out of the machine, and they got like a filter machine. And one guy's like, "Oh, bro, you drinking that?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm from the '90s, bro. I grew up drinking out of rotten, rusted hoses. Like this water's like in Niagara Falls, crystal clear to me, coming out this machine, bro. Don't be so weak that you need that $17 bottle of water. Water's water, bro. As long as it's not contaminated, water's water. You know what I mean? I'm just like, yo, how weak are these people when I heard that? And then it was like dudes trying to be a boxer. I'm like, you're that weak when it comes to water and you're trying to be a boxer, bro? That shit cracks me up, bro. Bro be over there doing boxing moves and don't even move his fucking feet at all, yo. I'm like, yeah, that's a real boxer right there. That freaking guy from Hamilton, bro. What's up, dude? Good to see you, brother. Man, that freaking guy from Hamilton is one of the OGs, bro. We go, God, man. I've known him. Hell, last time we was talking, I've known him since his kids were like little. Now they're like what, high school, about to graduate and shit. Like I've known him. I've known that freaking guy from Hamilton for like what, I don't know how long. Well, however long we've been on YouTube, I've known the homie since then. Like what, 10 years now or some shit. It's got to be close to that probably. Maybe longer. I don't know how long we've been on YouTube. Been posting a lot of traveling videos if you haven't seen, bro. A lot of Philippines travel vlogs up. Long time, bro. Super long, man. We go back to when YouTube was fun, yo. Remember those days when YouTube was fun out there, y'all? Back in the day, man, we had a cut up time, dog. They'll never be like that, man. Just like there's a line where was it in one of the Up Church's songs? He said, "I hope another generation gets to live like we did." And it's like I don't think they will, man. We grew up before the internet, man. We grew up before cell phones. Like we was just kids, just beating the shit out of each other and having a good time doing it, man. You know, it's funny because I work with a lot of young people, and I'll tell them like, "Yeah, man, back in my day, we'd get in a fist fight, and we were best friends that damn day, and all our crews were hanging out, and we're chilling at the park together. Like, we didn't hold no grudges. Whoever won, won, or if you wanted to fight again, then you fought again next week, whatever. But usually after that, you were cool. Now you young kids, you get into altercations, just pulling out guns, shooting each other. Like, I was like, we just used to beat the crap out of each other, and we were friends. I remember my one buddy, he broke one of my blood vessels. We had a fight and shit. We were cool right after that, man. And I was kind of like, man, you're a bitch for hitting me, bro. But don't this look cool? Like, because my eye was all like red and shit, like the blood vessel was broke. I was like, this shit looks cool, but man, you're a bitch for punching me like that, bro. Oh hell yeah, bro. Yeah, facts. Couldn't say that any worse there, that freaking guy. How's the weather up there, man? It's the winter. Winter hit hard here in January, but now it's been kind of like, I don't know. Here it's been kind of like A couple of days were kind of warm. Like, you know, hell, we had a day that was like 50. So it was probably like, I don't know, like 8, maybe 10 Celsius or something like that. And it was kind of like, what the? There's a couple of them times, man, we were like minus 30 Celsius and stuff there. A couple of them days in January, boy, whew, it was kicking our ass, dog. And then it was snowing like every damn day too, bro. Super cold. Yeah, here it's been up and down now since February started. Like one day is like kind of nice, and the next day it's like freezing rain and cold as hell again. That little damn groundhog said 6 more weeks of winter. We do that thing down here at Groundhog Day with the Punxsutawney Phil in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Here, that's a big thing when they pull that little groundhog out. There's all the TVs and media outlets and everything, and they're like, "Oh, I seen it." It's like, yeah, of course, the little son of a bitch seen his shadow. Man, there's always gonna be 6 more weeks of winter, you jackasses. It's freaking February 2nd. Like, when it's gonna last until then? April, bro. What y'all talking about? Like, solid ice. Yeah, you need them damn chains and shit, spikes. That's one good thing, man. I'm pretty close to my warehouse, so that's pretty convenient. If I really, really, really had to, and I didn't have the time to call off or put in time or whatever, I could just walk if I had to. I mean, it's going to take me probably like 30, 45 minutes, but I could walk it. But yeah, I really learned to, get out there and live instead of just, all the stuff that's out there. There's a lot of stuff to see out there, man. And then when you go to places and you're like, damn, why is this nicer than back home? Like there was that time I traveled, me and my buddy, I always want to call him Sacco Mac. He changed his damn name. Bearded Dad. We went to Reading, Pennsylvania. It's like a 4-hour drive from Pittsburgh. It's like in the middle towards like going to Philadelphia. And man, it was like $330 for that damn hotel for a Hilton hotel there. And I go to the Philippines, I'm getting like Belmont hotels for $70 a night. And, like, where they do that at, man? This place is nicer and like, like shit's. Oh, exactly, bro. You gotta work for it, man. And the one good thing is, like, I know everything is going up, but blue collar pay is going up like crazy, man. Like, I heard they talk about another raise at Amazon in the U.S. Or they talking about another one. They just gave out $1.50. What, like last October? I think they was already paying us decent, like more than decent, good, more than any other jobs that you could get, unless you're gonna get like a union gig, like my buddy. Yeah, but if you think about all the union dues he pays for his gas line job, he's making like 27. I'm making what, 23. It's about the same with all his union dues. And my job's nowhere near as hard, difficult on the body. I didn't want to sit there and complains about working at Amazon saying it's hard. That is not hard. Now, granted, different things are difficult there. Like, I've only been at a delivery station. I know nothing about fulfillment centers and all those other things. I heard those are a lot harder and they're more on their quotas and numbers. But at the delivery station, it's easy fucking work, dog. It is easy. All you doing is unloading the damn trailers, putting it on the damn belt, scanning it, putting the damn thing on it, sending it down the belt, sending it to the how it goes. Yeah, people throwing the damn thing off. Now we have AI belts to just throw it off automatically into this bin. And then you just take the package, scan it to the bag, scan it to the area, whatever it's going. If it's a big pack, just put it towards the end. And then we load up carts with all the stuff at the end of the day and put it in spots for the drivers to come pick them up. Like, if you think that's hard work, there's something seriously, seriously wrong with you. Now, like I said, now them other places that's more on their numbers and the fulfillment centers, I get it. It's probably a lot more. Hell, a lot of them people say that they don't even go anywhere on their breaks because the building's so big that the 15 minutes ain't gonna do shit. They ain't gonna be back in the spot in time, so they just stay there. I get that. But if you're at a delivery station and you're saying that's hard work, bro, you should be beaten. That is easy. That's like, dude, it's like we stealing money, man. And then they be putting on incentives sometimes because then they like let people go home and hit like VTO and they'll put on like $5 incentives on top of pay. And then shit, you'd be like, damn, I'm on overtime too. And they gonna give me 5 more on that. Like, hell yeah, I'll come in and make $43 an hour and throw some shit. Throw some boxes on a cart. Oh, like what was it when some of them strikes started happening? But I think it was because I think the strikes are only drivers. I could be wrong. I don't know. But they gave us double pay on our overtime for that all the way up until Christmas. Like one dude said, it was like, "Oh, you want to go on strike?" I'm like, "Oh hell no, nah, man! I love my job, man. I'm making $46 an hour right now." While them people showed up to work to get outside with their little sticks, I'm making double what. I'm like, I'm cooling, bro. I'm like, I'm making stacks right now, bros. Yeah, it's not hard, but I mean, if you're in some of them fulfillment centers, like if you're sitting there boxing, I could see it becoming tedious and stuff like that. Like I get those aspects of it. Like where I'm at a delivery station, it's super chill, bro. Like you do something different every day. Like say I'm unloading trailers today, then the next day I'm probably gonna stow some package. Then the next day I'm just gonna push some boxes, and then the next day I don't know, like a water spider or maybe unload again or something. Straighten on the AI belts. Now you need to straighten the box, which comes down a little crooked. And you need to make sure there's like that much space in between the packets. So you just like at the time the belt how's it goes up the thing, it creates a gap anyway. So at the time you just stand there, unless it's a wrong letter, then you throw that off. But you're mostly just chilling there, like y'all really gonna pay me $250 today to stand here? Okay. Like, okay. And I like the I don't know how the schedule is up there, but man, 4 days on, 3 days off is clutch, man. Especially if you want to do anything else and you want to have a side hustle or you want to do social media or whatever your other gig is, to have a solid 4 days on and then 3 days off, you can really do whatever, you know. Or if you just want to have that time to spend with your family, so many times back in the day, a lot of our, moms and dads were working 5 days. You never seen them. Versus you get one of them gigs, you work your 4 days, and then you're with the family for 3 days. You can have a nice weekend. You could be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Boom, perfect. Kids get off school Friday. We're going camping. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, that first week, bro, dude, that freak, bro, Hamilton, dude. When I tell you, when I took that month off and went to the Philippines and came back, bro, and I did a lot of walking. Y'all seen my last video I uploaded, BGC's night walkthrough. That's the full video. It was like an hour of me walking through the whole BGC. We walked all the way from Uptown, Fifth Street, all that stuff, all the way up to Forbes Town, and then all the way back. Like, but that had nothing like going back to work, bro. Oh my god, dude! It took me longer to get back into it than when I first started. Oh man, it took me like 2 weeks to get back in it. I was glad I had a bunch of unpaid time because when I came back, I got sick too from that different man. Because I came back, it was cold here already, man. I couldn't believe it. I left Manila. You know, it's like 100 degrees, sunny, and I get to San Francisco, and I never realized San Francisco at night gets cold in October. San Francisco was a shit show too, but you only go there for the airport. That's the only reason you go to Cali, for the airports to extend to, you know, Hawaii, Japan, China, Philippines, you know, South Korea, wherever you're going, Malaysia, Singapore. That's the only reason you go to California, is to get them connect flights, because it's going to be the quickest flight. Even though it's still going to take 15 hours, it's still going to be your best shot to go slingshot that way. Because then if you would travel the other way, it'd probably be even longer, huh? I'd have to leave Pittsburgh and land somewhere like Turkey, maybe. Have probably a day layover there or something, and then fly from Turkey to the Philippines, maybe. I don't know how that would work. There wasn't even no options that way, I don't think. I think they were all over the Pacific Ocean. Dude, it was so nice for Amazon. All I did was put in on the app a month leave of absence, and boom, it was approved. And I was like, what? I'm like, I can leave for a month and then just come back. And the HR dude's like, yeah, man, you know, people get burnt out, and we really want to keep our workers here, and so you take a month off, and if you need a vacation or personal time or whatever it may be, just put in for what it is, and you can have a month off, and they'll even ask you if you want to extend it and stuff. I'm like, when they asked me if I could extend it, I already had the thing booked, so there was no way of me changing my flight schedule because it was already booked and everything. So yeah, man, dude. I was sitting there like, what? You mean tell me I could have took like 2 months off and then just come right back to work whenever your day is, come back to work. You punch in manually, and then by the end of that day or lunchtime or something, you're back in the system. And it's just like, what? That blew, yo, when you say I could work 4 days and then you're mandatory, okay, whenever we do the holidays and stuff, okay, that just means big pay. That's all that is. That's just big pay. Yeah, it's tough, but it's big pay. And then yeah, what honestly with December pay was literally like my trip to the Philippines last year. Especially in the warehouse, they are super flexible. To have that kind of option like that, man, that was crazy. Like when he told me that, I was just like, what? I have a couple of my buddies. There's only 3 of us that stayed from my starting group. But we all said like we cool where we at. Like if anything, like we'll grab one of those like orange vest positions or something because they make more. Plus they get the overtime still, so you can actually make more than those red vest managers at the orange vest level. You don't have to be there a lot, picking up overtime a lot. That's another thing I like about it. Like just now, I got like two messages already this morning to come in for extra shifts and stuff. If there's extra time, there's always extra time, so you can always pick it up too. It make me not want to go anywhere else, man. It make me not want to like, yo, wherever else. If I ever go somewhere else, it better be a 4-day schedule. If there's a fifth day, it better be overtime. Like I ain't working 5 days for 40. Forget that, man. You better give me 4 days, man. Four. I want that full. 75 and still working? On hell no, man. What did he do wrong, yo? That's what it goes back to, like what I was talking about with the schooling, man. This schooling ain't really teaching our children shit, man. Like they're being taught by people that don't even know. They're the damn teachers making what 40,000 a year. They're paying off 100,000. What makes you so smart to be a teacher that you went to school and spent $75,000 to $100,000 of debt to get a job making $40,000 a year? Where the they do that at, man? You can start at a lot of these warehouse jobs, whether it's food warehouse, Amazon warehouse, and make more than that off the top with no degree, nothing. Just show up and work, and boom. And then you got the people like that, man. They ain't teaching you nothing about 401ks, retirements, investment portfolios, none of that shit in school, man. You have to learn that on your own. I just learned that when I hit 30. I'm 33 now, and just realized, damn, I should have had like $200,000-300,000 saved up from my 20s to 30s. Didn't even fucking realize I fucked up. Now I'm trying everything to get back. Now I got to work even harder in my 30s and 40s. But I want to be retired when I plan to stay at Amazon when I hit 55 and a half years old and I could take out my 401k and my other IRA. I got separate things too because I learned to have my own IRA that I put in my own money to. I have savings accounts with different vaults for different saving things like vacation. I got to get my top teeth fixed. Gotta get fake ones, so that's gonna cost a lot. It's gonna probably set me back like 10 to 20,000. So I got a lot of different savings and a lot of different things for different stuff. But the most important thing is saving for retirement, man. I have Amazon taken out, and I do my own deductions for myself for retirement. So Social Security doesn't affect me, man. That's one way I say it. If Social Security is still around when I'm that age, that's just icing on the cake because I'll have my 401k, and I'll have my IRA to lean back on. If that's Social Security's there, dude, then that's just like three sources of income on retirement. Shoot. But they didn't teach us that. They didn't teach our parents that, and our parents didn't know that. Like me, when I was growing up, my parents just maxed out credit cards. It was when they were just coming out. 90s, they just sent credit cards to you. You just I don't even think you needed anything to activate it. I think you just can used it right off the rip. Like you could just peel the damn card off the paper and use it. I don't even think you called in anything at that time because there was like nothing like that kind of stuff. There was no cell phones then or none of that stuff. Now everything I use, if there's something on my damn Capital One, it's on my phone. Like I know if there's a messed up charge or something that's on my phone, I can see everything. I could pay it off. I know to pay my credit card off. I know to hold a zero balance on my credit card. Parents didn't teach me none of that. They just used them and 7 years it'll be off the record. What? I get it now. If I'm old like that, screw it. I'm in my 60s or 70s and I build up my credit for my whole years. I'm putting fucking $100,000 cars and condos on credit cards, buddy. Like, screw it. I'm gonna be dead anyways. I'm in my 70s. Screw it. I'm going crazy, dog. It's gonna be swiping cards for days. Fuck it. Fuck a credit at that point. At the point you build yourself up to your whole life, Like right now, I got 2 cards with $4,000 limits. I keep doing good by, 5 years. They'll probably be $50,000 limits. And then fuck it, I'm old by then, man. Them cards will be, I'll shit away that credit when I'm old like that, man. Old and I got credit cards with that much money on it. What am I paying shit back? I ain't gonna be on nobody but me. Now I'm not gonna do that now because then I'd have to live the rest of my life paying that shit off and trying to live. That'd be dumb to do that now. But when I get to that age, if I God bless to live to like 70s or 80s, I'm maxing the shit out them credit cards, dog. But hell yeah, bro. That's what's up. Hamilton. Fences putting on new metal roofs. Yeah, I know metal roofs are big in Canada now. There's a guy, you ever watch The Best Damn Roofer, Hamilton? That dude is hilarious, bro. Frosty the Blue Man. I think he had his YouTube channel deleted. He is hilarious, though. He's on Instagram still, and that man would be like, yo, you get up to it, you get to a job site, you look away. You take out one of these, pulls out a joint, take a couple hits, pull up your coffee, and if the homeowner comes out and says something, tell him to fuck off. The roofer's busy, bud. And he got a video talking about up in I forget what area of Canada he's in. He's charging people $15,000 for being liberals and driving BMWs and shit. And he says there's nothing you can do it from your liberal government because no one wants to work, so I get to charge you whatever the hell I want to. I'm like, yeah, this dude's awesome, bro. The Best Damn Roofer, bro. He is hilarious. Roofing is fun. Nah, 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 nah. You watch him too, bro? That dude's dude. I love him, bro. That dude is hilarious, bro. I'm mad they deleted some of it. Well, he did videos where he was like shitting in toilets and like he did some nasty stuff there. But man, I love his songs, yo. Roofing is fun. Nah, nah, nah. All right, y'all. I think Hamilton, good seeing you, bro. I think I'm gonna hop off here and I'm gonna hop on some games here. I'm just gonna take me a little break, get me a drink, get everything together, and I'm going to start a gaming stream up, everyone. I think I'm gonna be on this channel. I don't think we're gonna be on the other channel. Although the other channel almost hit 100 subscribers already since we got back to the grind on there. But I think I'm gonna come on this channel and stream some Fortnite here. So Y'all have a good one. Take care, Hamilton, brother. It was good seeing you, brother. Stay safe. Keep grinding. Hope all is well with the fam, bro. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one. I should be back like 30 minutes. Not even.